Welcome to the Project Funding Pros Grant Writers Informational. My name is Donnell Dinkins, co-founder of the Project Funding Pros Incorporated, a nonprofit organization. My partners and I, Greg Jones and Thomas Owens, decided that the most effective and efficient means to let you know about our unique and revolutionary approach to grant writing and fundraising was with this video. So with that, let's get started. So, who are the Project Funding Pros? Collectively, we have almost 3 decades of experience working in the project funding universe, having formal training in every component of raising money for nonprofit organizations. We have raised in excess of $50 million in funds for some of the most well-known nonprofits in the country. So, you might be asking yourself, why do we need you? That's a great question. The answer's even better. We need help. We have been inundated with requests from agencies all over the country to help them raise the money they need to carry out their missions. We decided to create a program that would leverage the expertise of the country's most talented grant writers and fundraisers to buttress the valuable service provided by America's nonprofit organizations. Also, take advantage of the overwhelming amount of available grant and foundation money that goes unused every year. Finally, we'd like to make some money for you and some money for us. The thing is, we just can't do it alone. We need your help. How does the program work? The Project Funding Pros charge its clients a nominal upfront research fee. This fee will be based on 3 primary factors: the amount targeted to be raised, the age of the agency, and the agency's annual operating budget. Upon completion of a project, the Project Funding Pros will be paid a 10% gross of the amount raised. Then, percentages will be paid to the independent grant consultants, or what we like to call IGCs. We will cover the compensation in more detail in a moment. Who are the writers? Our writers will be divided into 2 major categories. The first will be our independent grant writing consultants, or IGCs. Our IGCs will work under an easy-to-understand contract that you won't need a Harvard Law degree to read. It'll be a 1099. You'll be a 1099 independent contract consultant, so you'll be responsible for your own taxes. In the next 12 months or so, we will be hiring staff grant writing associates, or SGAs, between 10 to 20 in the tri-state area region and between 1 to 5 in each other state. These will be salaried employees of Project Funding Pros, complete with medical and dental benefits. Who is our clientele? We work with nonprofit organizations that are at least 3 years old, who have 3 years of documented metrics and impact statistics and measurable outcomes, and lastly, clearly stated goals for the funding. Now, does that mean that we won't work with newer nonprofit organizations trying to establish themselves? Of course not. Our very mission is to help increase the capacity of nonprofit organizations through increased funding. So if you're a newbie, Project Funding Pros is for you. Okay, you're probably saying, let's talk about the money. So let's talk about the money. I mentioned earlier that our grant writers will be paid percentages based on the gross grant amounts. These will be our independent grant writing consultants. Our ICGs will generally work in teams of between 2 and 4 on a particular RFP. Keep in mind, we will have already located the sources of funding. PFP will locate all the RFPs. We will never ask you to find one. All we need for you to do is to retrieve the RFP along with your team members as assigned by Project Funding Pros Complete the RFP within the time frame that we provide and submit it to us. We don't want you to do any research. We only want you to write. Now, as PFP will be paid 10% of the total funding amount, we will pay out 80% of our fee to our independent grant consultants. That is absolutely unprecedented. It's a really, really great opportunity for some talented and hungry grant writers. Keep in mind, there's no cap on that amount. Let's take a look at an example. For a $500,000 grant project, Project Funding Pro's fee of 10% would equal $50,000. $50,000 times 80% is $40,000. That $40,000 would be divided up amongst the team members. Let's say you worked on a 3-writer team. That's $13,333 per team member. Now tell me the last time you made that kind of money on a project where all the research was done for you in advance. Now, let's say that you have a specialty in writing grants in a particular area. Let's say health or facilities management, for example. And we assigned you to work on an RFP by yourself. Project Funding Pros will split its total fee with you 50-50 right down the line. Again, with no cap. Folks, as you know, that is simply unheard of. If you're a talented grant writer and you know that you have never been paid what you're worth, become one of the Project Funding Pros. This is a real opportunity to show that we are a stellar band of grant writers, a real opportunity to get compensated for what we can do, a real opportunity to do some real good work in this world and get paid for it. Project Funding Pros bats 1,000 when it comes to raising funds. Simply, we get the money. Now, we understand that this is a groundbreaking opportunity, but might not be for everyone. If you are not convinced that this is for you, I ask that you contact us and let us know if anyone that you've ever encountered told you that you don't have to do any research for the grant, told you exactly where to get the money, and offered you a percentage of the total grant amount, and employed a team concept to save you time and energy. Please let us know. We are extremely passionate, as you can probably tell, about this model, but the ball is now in your court. If you're ready to become a Project Funding Pro, please send your resume and a short bio to info@visitpfp.org. That's info@visitpfp.org. Thank you for your time and your attention, and let's go get this money.